But especially as we come to Vision Sunday today, I'm going to ask the elders, they're going to come up and sit on the front row with me, and because this is something we have been praying about since the first year. The first year we have, you guys, we'll see how unified they are if they can pick a side. Let's see. Which side will it be? Which side will it be? All right. So we've been praying. We have one meeting a month now. We have a second meeting where we get together with our wives and we eat, and we just spend time together. And but half of our meetings are prayer and Bible study, and we begin the first of the year with this. And we've come up here and we've prayed for you. We've moved around in the pews and prayed for people, because you all sit in the same place every single week, right? I mean, everybody does. I'm looking around like, yep, you guys are all in the right place, you know. So, yep. And some of you weren't here in January. We didn't know that we were praying for people that haven't come yet, and we're going to continue to pray because there's still people that haven't come yet. And man, so here, a little introduction. We had a leadership retreat in March. And back in March, by the way, everything I'm about to say, we have handouts for every single person right here. So the elders at the end of the service will give everyone can have a copy. I made like tons. So we have plenty of copies for everybody. It'll go out in an email early in the week. So this will be 1 week. You'll actually get 2 emails from us. But we had a leadership retreat back in March and just got away for a whole day, and we did what's called a SWOT analysis. Strengths. So you could do this with your family. You could do this if you lead an organization or a group. What's your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? And each one of us contributed to that, and there was some things that bubbled up that I believe is going to help guide us. So I'm going to read a lot of this because I want to get it right. Since the beginning of the year, the elders and I have focused our efforts on prayer for the direction of the church. As a result of our seasons of prayer and the retreat, I believe that the elders and I have a clear picture of where we have been, where we are today, and what the future may look like here, and we believe it's a bright future. When I arrived here in August, so we've only been here since August 4. Like Nehemiah, I saw a cohesive church family who have been faithfully serving here for many years. Nehemiah knew that the temple had been restored in Jerusalem and that a lot of good things were going on. And that's been my experience ever since arriving here. Like Nehemiah, I also observed some things that can be improved. Personally, for Tye, I'm just speaking about for me right now. I'm always, and you can ask her, my wife, afterwards. Like it drives her crazy. But like I'm always in a perpetual state of trying to improve. Better time in the Word, prayer, try to be a better husband. I work at that. I really try to do that. I want to be faster on my bicycle, but you guys don't care about that. So, and even better health. You know, I'm trying to be healthy. I want to live some years if God permits me to see my grandkids grow up. I strongly value improvement, and as God helps me lead this church, I want us to value improvement as well. So, if you're listening today and you're hearing Mulford Church is broken and we need to fix it, you're missing the point. That's not what we're saying at all. We have a lot of good things going on here. We want to continue to be effective in the mission, which will take constant improvement. We want our great-grandchildren to someday lead this organization. It would kill me if I left here and everything fell apart. I'd rather just quit today. We, especially as grandparents, we want a place where our grandchildren and great-grandchildren, God willing, will be able to come to, and they'll be able to fulfill the mission that Jesus has given us. Speaking of mission, we have a great commission. So I'm doing a little bit of review here for you. Matthew 28, 19 through 20, just before Jesus ascended. Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations. Make disciples. We don't get to pick our mission. Our mission is given to us by Jesus himself. Go and make disciples. And then verse 20, teach these new disciples to obey all the commands I've given you. That's our mission. We don't get to pick it. It's chosen for us. How we accomplish that mission, we get to choose. We get to choose because there's few things given in the Bible. So I already mentioned that we met, did a SWOT analysis. I also want to tell you that I met with our regional superintendent. We're part of the Evangelical Free Church of America, which is a really good thing. And I went up to Iowa City and I met with Mark Farron, our regional guy, and just shared with him. Let me read to you about that. I met with Mark Farron, and following the meeting that the elders and I had in the retreat, and he was excited to hear about some of the changes we'll be presenting this morning. As I share with him my trepidation, i.e. waking up in the middle of the night, freaking out, trying to talk the elders out of it Tuesday night, didn't work. I'm kind of kidding, but I'm also kind of not, About leading our church through these changes, he told me that there are 4 churches in the EFCA Central District that are closing their doors because they failed to make the changes that are necessary to continue to be effective. He added that we don't need a 5th one. And I wrote in a little personal note that I just can't stand to maintain stuff. There's only one choice for me, and it's advance. It's not in my nature just to maintain, but it's to advance. And we have a mission to accomplish. And man, for me personally, it drives everything I do. My personal mission, my work mission, the church mission. I'm thoroughly convinced, and the elders as well, that these changes are necessary. And I also believe, we believe together, that our biological clock, metaphorically, is ticking. So these changes probably need to be tackled sooner than later. And as I just mentioned, the elders and our wives heard about this almost a month ago, and we are all completely on board. So here's a few things, I think it's 5, 5 things that we want to announce today. And then don't worry, we're going to have lots of conversations about this stuff. And you'll have plenty of time to ask questions. We'll set up times we can get together. But the first thing that I want to announce for our vision is a new mission statement. And you guys have heard the mission statement 157 times by now. I counted. No, I'm just kidding. Even Ashley's been using it in some of the things that she does. Yeah, go ahead. That's fine, James. Helping people follow Jesus. How many times have I said this, right? Yeah, helping people follow Jesus. You know what we're going to do here at Mulford Church? We're going to accomplish Jesus' mission by helping. What does helping mean? I wrote out a handful of things for helping. Helping is we want to come alongside those who have trusted Jesus. There's D-church people. D-church. They had a bad experience and they've left. We want to come alongside of them. We want to also help people who have not trusted Jesus to follow him. So helping. We want to come alongside those people. We want to become a culture where we invite people to Jesus, often by inviting them to church. People. What does people mean? Believers and unbelievers. The Great Commission isn't just for us. The Great Commission is to go, make disciples. Making disciples means people that are far from God, that they might follow Jesus. Not only here in Muscatine, but around the world. We want to help people follow. You can believe in Jesus, and I hope that you do. We ask you to do that almost every week. But we want more than believing. We want people to follow Jesus, follow him in his ways, so that we'll be salt and light in this world that will revolutionize and change our lives. And I know some of you here that have been here since 1858 in the inception. No, I'm just kidding. You said that last week, so I'm gonna stay on that for a while. But those of you that have been here for a long time, you're like, well, I don't get it. Well, we have been doing this. But we want to do this for the people that are not yet here. And man, we've had a lot of new people. Anyway, And then we want to help them follow Jesus so their lives will be impacted. Better spouses, parents, workers, witnesses. And then Jesus is the only way that this is going to happen. He's the only Savior. And we're going to focus and emphasize Jesus. So we want to change our mission statement. I kind of already did. The second thing is our current Constitution bylaws are severely out of date. And they no longer serve our congregation in a way that advances the mission of the church. The day of the committee-driven church has run its course, and a ministry leader model better serves a church that is living on mission, especially living on mission today. The elders and I are going to work together to put together a new constitution and bylaws that we will present to the church, and our members will vote on that. I want to say, here's the steps toward that. And again, you're going to get a handout, and you're going to get just almost exactly what I've got, except for my little side notes that I pulled out. Here's the steps. Alert the congregation that the Constitution is going to be changing. Check. I think we did that today. Elders will work on a new Constitution. Actually, we've already been tossing one around. We'll have multiple meetings to solicit feedback leading up to the vote, because why? We're better together. We need to hear, about what you think. We want to hear. So we'll have multiple meetings, lots of opportunities for folks, and not the least of which is you can just pick up the phone and call us and ask questions. And then number 4, the members will vote on the new Constitution and bylaws. What's the time frame on this? I'm not real positive. I doubt we'll get this done by our annual meeting in October. It'd be nice if we did. Realistically, I'm not sure that we would be able to do that, but we want to take our time, make sure we do the right thing. So that's time frame, but probably for sure in January. Now, I got to say this. So the current committees, we have a ton of committees here, committee leaders, people that serve under the committee leaders and all kinds of stuff. And you're going like, well, what does this mean for me? Like, well, now what am I supposed to do? Here's what you're supposed to do. Keep doing the same thing you're doing. That's what you do. Then nothing changes. And then this will be a process where we walk into this, and it's going to take some time. So, and if you've got questions about this, please just pick up the phone and call me. You guys know my cell phone is on the front of the bulletin. I put my cell phone out there, so you guys can call me. So that's adopt a new constitution and bylaws. And then number 3, and you've already heard this, but we want to have a discipleship. We want to emphasize a specific discipleship pathway. With our new constitution and bylaws, our ministry model will change from deploying committees to deploying followers of Jesus to serve in new and exciting ways. We will adopt a 3D model of ministry. I've already mentioned this to the members. It's up, in, and out. Can you throw that slide up real quick? Man, I'm giving you guys a Cliff's Notes version on this. So if you think of a triangle, the up would be, this was Jesus' model of ministry. He went up in worship, spent time with the Father. He went in, that's the other side of the triangle, downside. And then he went in for community. He spent time with his disciples. He made disciples. He reached out to people because he was energized because of his time of worship. Then he went in for community, and then together they all went out on mission. And then we went up for worship, and we just keep. So individually we want to do this. Also, as a church family, we want to do this. What is up in worship? What do we want to do there? We want to have a greater focus on Sunday mornings. On our worship service. We really want to put a great focus on it. And I think we already do. And the second thing is in for community. We want a greater focus on authentic biblical relationships, Sunday school, small groups, and Bible studies. We want everybody to be known, encouraged, and to be challenged. What does this mean? Here, I'm just going to tell you. Starting in September, we want to have expanded Sunday school time. You guys have like 45, 50 minutes for Sunday school, and it's not enough time to get to know one another, to spend time praying for one another. It's just about enough time to have a little bit of connecting time, a lesson, and then you're kind of rushed out. So we want to expand that time and encourage our Sunday school classes to go beyond just kind of surface connecting and to go a little bit deeper with one another. And that kind of stuff takes time. So the Sunday school will go from 9 to 10 and worship service will start at 10:15. Children's Sunday school. We don't have a children's Sunday school. We have no children for Sunday school. We have a faithful person that sits back there week after week and no children ever come. For the fall, we're going to launch a children's Sunday school, and we don't have any kids. But I really believe that if we don't cast this vision, if we don't have it ready to go, then when the kids come, if it's not available, they won't come back. So, and then I'd also like to consider starting a group or two for adults, even thinking about the younger adults. And then out on mission, I want to emphasize each one reach one, a greater focus on individual outreach. Survey, I'd love to see us survey some options out for the community to see how we could serve. There's a elementary school right down here that I'm positive they could use some grandparents to come down and read because you guys are retired. I don't know. I think we just need to look and see what's out there. And what happens with our world missions? Where's Holly at? Holly heads up our missions. Holly, nothing changes. We're going to keep doing what we do. Amen? So that's that. Facilities. And I'll just say our current facilities have some limitations, but it's what God's given us. So we're going to utilize them to the best of our, fullest of our ability. And I want to put together a team to look at some of the aesthetics of the outside of the building and to see how we could maybe do some things outside to make it more visually pleasing. Just so you guys know, we had a sign guy come here to tell us how to get a sign up by Hershey, because I'm like, I want a sign on Hershey, and I don't care what it takes. He said it would be $100,000. I said, well, I guess we won't have a sign on Hershey then. So he said we could put a big flashing sign up on top of the gymnasium on the roof with letters that would flash and stuff, and worship here, a big arrow. We vetoed that. George and I met with him, and we were like, well, that probably won't work. We don't want to look tacky. So there's probably not going to be a sign. But anyways, to look at some of the aesthetics. And then the last thing I have to share with you is, and I've talked about this with a handful of people here, outside of here, the elders and I, obviously we've been talking about this since March, but our church was named after a faithful Sunday school teacher named Alice Mulford. And I put in my notes, talk about Alice, but I already did. So while I'm sure that there was nothing but good intentions when this is the direction the founders took, we believe that a church should not be named in honor of anyone other than Jesus Christ or a reflection of the mission of that church. In fact, you can name a church after a female if her name is Hope or Grace, right? The Hope Church, New Hope, Grace Church. We're going to change the name of the church, folks. And I've been out in the community witnessing to people, talking to people, inviting people to come to church, inviting people to Jesus. I've had swim goggles on in the pool at the Y. Hey, where do you go to church? I mean, I'm relentless. Where do you go? Well, where is it? It's Mulford. Mulford, and they all squint their eyes. I've had probably 20 to 30 squints at this point. And I just think we need a name here that represents our mission, not necessarily a person. And it was good intentions. I'm not throwing down on it at all. But the elders and I are recommending a name change. And with the name change, exciting things will begin to happen as we begin to create a logo for ourselves. Well, we can get sweatshirts, T-shirts, and mugs, so that'll be fun to have I went to another church here in town, and they've got, everything's got their logo on it, it's kind of crazy. But it's more than that. It's a recognition in the community that there's a life for Jesus here, And it will get a new logo, a redesigned website, and an upgrade. I originally wrote an upgraded sign up on Hershey. Well, $100,000, that's not going to work. So if we had $100,000 to spend on something, I don't think I'd put a sign up there. I just don't. Yeah. So one of you is thinking like, well, I'll just donate $100,000. Well, thanks, no, but we'll do something different. But definitely we know very inexpensively we can upgrade the sign. Here's the steps toward a name change. Again, you're going to get all this. All this is spelled out so you can pore over it, read over it. Really, we want you to pray over it. Steps toward a name change. First off, in August, we have a member meeting. The members will vote to change the name. So that'll begin the process. The elders will select a couple or 3 members from the congregation, plus 2 elders and myself to form a team. And then here's how that goes. We'll solicit. Mark Farron was super helpful with this. He said that we should solicit names from the congregation. So where do you think you're going to send names to? Anybody want to take a guess? Info at. Who said that? You win. Or we can if somebody wants to fix a nice box and decorate it, put it back there in the coffee corner, you could drop in a name. But we'll solicit names for probably about 4 weeks. Then the committee will go over those names, decide on one, present it to the elders for approval. If the elders approve it, then we'll call a member meeting, and the members will have the opportunity to say, yep, let's go, or they'll say, try again. And we'll just keep trying until we come up with a name, because I think the decision we make on that is going to be critical. And then the members will vote on the name change. And I even put the how this is supposed to go according to our current bylaws. So that is the mission and the vision that we believe God is leading us to. And we are very excited about this. We're very excited about this. We expect opposition, just like Nehemiah. And you take 6, we had 4 kids, me and Judy and 4 kids. And 6 people couldn't even decide whether or not to go to Burger King or McDonald's, for crying out loud. So some of this is just preference. It's just how it goes. We all have ideas. But man, the elders and I, we feel very confident about this. What I want to do next, and then after the service, we have those handouts. The elders will have a couple up here in the front. I'll try to distribute yourself back there, and people can go pick them up. Come ask your questions. What I want to do right now, Joe, why don't you come on up? And we just want to spend some time worshiping, because I just feel like at this point, I've dropped a huge matzo ball, and we have dropped you guys are hearing this for the first time. We've been mulling this over for months. So now you're just hearing. I want to just focus our attention toward God. Maybe somebody here it's unsettling, change is unsettling, and you just need to pray and ask the Lord, like, what's my role in this? How is God leading? Help us. And we just want to do 2 songs and focus our time on the Lord.